Stephen Golub is a political analyst and also a lawyer. He's joining us live from California. Stephen, welcome to the program. Mexico's government has slammed the tough new state immigration law in Florida, spearheaded by DeSantis. The Mexican government now says they will help protect undocumented Mexicans in that state. Is that even possible? What do you make of this bill?
Yeah, it's minimally possible for the Mexican government to help. I believe the way in which they'll mainly do it, to the extent they will at all, is to publicize instances of abuse in which people are treated cruelly under the law, or people are singled out even though they're not even undocumented aliens here. So some contribution to battling the law on the part of Mexico through its consulates, through press releases, alliances with civil society groups and the like, but not a big difference maker. More generally regarding the law, this is another instance of, as your introduction rightfully pointed out, Ron DeSantis running to the right of Donald Trump in order to try to garner more Republican support to win the Republican nomination based on anti-immigrant sentiments. And this really is a cruel law in the ways you mentioned. Among other things, it also will discourage people from undocumented aliens, be it from Mexico or other places, from seeking medical care in a hospital for fear that they'll be turned over to the police or deported if they do so, if they have a heart attack, if they're in an automobile accident, under all sorts of circumstances. So it's really a step backward in terms of a commitment on the part of the United States, in this case specifically Florida, to the rights of immigrants, to the people who made this country great to begin with.
Stephen, DeSantis is also ruffling feathers with the LGBTQ community. The Florida governor sought to contrast his record opposing gay and transgender rights in a video highlighting comments made by the former President Donald Trump during his 2016 campaign, but has gotten some pushback. Will this have any effect in the upcoming GOP elections or nominations?
I'm afraid it may, because there are many people in the Republican Party who are sympathetic to DeSantis's point of view regarding those kinds of rights, for gender minorities in the United States. And even though it could end up hurting him in the general election, this kind of stance could help him in winning the Republican nomination, given the constituency of Republicans he's appealing to. If I may add one more element to our consideration of the immigration issue, this could really specifically hurt people of Indian descent as well. It's not just targeted against Mexicans, or the ramifications wouldn't just hurt Mexicans in terms of what DeSantis is favoring, not in the immigration bill itself, in that, as you pointed out, he's trying to take away the birthright, or he favors taking away the birthright of people born in the United States to be U.S. citizens. That's guaranteed in our Constitution. It's unconstitutional. He favors restricting the rights of people who are here as legal migrants to sponsor relatives coming into the U.S. So this could hurt people of Indian ancestry as well in a very unfair way. Again, not the bill itself, but the general anti-immigrant platform he's adopting, including even against legal immigration.
Stephen, and finally, I want your brief response to this. How would you rate DeSantis' character as compared to Donald Trump?
That's a good question. I'd say he's worse in the sense that he knows what he's doing. This is a Harvard Law School trained lawyer who's favoring an unconstitutional provision to try to bar immigrants, to try to bar people from having U.S. citizenship, even if they're entitled to it. However, having said that, he is rational to some extent. He does understand the law. He does understand governance to some extent. Some of his policies, even if people disagree with them, are rational. They could garner some legitimate conservative support. Not all of them, because he's been anti-voting rights, anti-protest rights, and now anti-immigrant rights. But Donald Trump, on the other hand, is someone who, to put it mildly, is very irrational and has himself voiced some very, very nativist, anti-immigrant, sexist attitudes, and tries to stir up the pot of hate in this country. So they each have their own drawbacks, but in some respects, Trump is even worse, to make a long story short.
Right. Stephen Golub is a political analyst and also lawyer. Stephen, thank you very much for all your insights and for talking to WION World is One today.
Thanks for having me.